Buen Camino, everyone. It's been a long time since I made a video, and obviously the world has kind of changed a little bit, so I thought I should do an update video. I was actually going to make a book review today, but I've been planning that for like a while. I haven't done it. Uh, Today's video might look a little bit different because one, I'm filming here at the Bennett Estate. Uh, and two, I'm on a new laptop that I bought. I'm not on my phone, but I think that the camera on this just has like a 4:3 ratio. Why? I don't know. So maybe when I put it on YouTube, it's going to have like black bars and stuff. It looks a little bit weird. And I'm not sure what the quality of the camera is. It doesn't look good. Honestly, my iPhone looks a lot better. So this might just be an experimental video, and we'll try it, and then I'll go back to filming on my phone. The other reason I might want to film on my phone is because my phone, I can upload videos and I have unlimited data. But if you've been using the internet in the last few days, you can probably tell that there's been some lag on the network and stuff like that. So I don't know how upload speeds are going to be because I haven't tried to upload anything significant. So it's day 10 of my quarantine. Let me check my journal. It's day 9. I've lost track of the days. At least I keep a journal so I know what day it is, and it's definitely Thursday. It's definitely Thursday, March 26th. So I guess one update is, you guys can probably guess, I am not going on Camino. Not this year. I mean, who knows? Here's the thing. I've seen a lot of people on like the Camino forums and stuff, and people are like, well, should I put off my trip? Like, I was planning in August and things would be fine by August, right? I mean, things would be okay by September, by the fall. And like, you guys are like so out of touch with reality, because let's assume that things get back up and running, right? Let's assume that they reopen the economy at some point. Things are really bad in Spain right now. I mean, they're looking at like, getting close to Italy's numbers. With Italy has like 7,500 deaths, and Spain is like catching up to that really fast. Their economy was not good to begin with. Okay, I used to teach classes on this, about the Eurozone, about the crisis that happened when the United States was having its financial collapse in 2008, led to a sovereign debt crisis in the European Union. Spain has very high unemployment. Doesn't have great economic growth. Has very, very high youth unemployment, which is like even like worse, right? And now this is going to hit countries like Italy and Spain that rely on a lot of tourism very, very hard. Like, very hard. The European leaders during the last crisis probably didn't do the right things, like creating euro bonds and going for deeper levels of integration. They did kind of these patchwork things with the banks, and they did a lot with the banking side of things to keep that solvent, but they didn't really work in a holistic way with the debt crisis and with sovereign debt crisis. And so I think that a lot of the problems that we saw before are going to spill over into Europe now. It's going to be like the revenge of the Euro debt crisis, only this time, like, it's not Greece that's going to go under, it's going to be like Italy. And so, the EU could afford to bail out Greece, but Italy is a much larger economy, and I think that the entire Eurozone is really going to suffer economically. And I think that there's going to be a question when they do get things up and running. I think they will promote tourism because they're going to have to, but I think it's going to be in a changed form. And the Camino isn't necessarily tourism, but like, let's look at it from an economic standpoint. From an economic standpoint, it is. From an economic standpoint, the spirituality of it does not matter. So from an economic standpoint, it essentially is tourism. As far as regulations go, does anybody really think at this point, looking at the thousands and thousands of corpses that are stacking up at this point, that like the albergue system is like a great system? I mean, if you talk to Dr. Fulci right now and you said, hey, Dr. Fulci, let me explain to you what this Camino de Santiago thing is. Hundreds of people from around the world, from North America, from Europe, from Asia, from everywhere, all come together, and then they all stay in these like small, and let's be honest, not very like degrees of cleanliness, right? I mean, we have bed bugs every summer, so you're telling me like bed bugs can survive and infect the whole Camino every summer, but like everything's going to be sterilized, that it won't be COVID-19 or some other epidemic? And that's the other thing. everybody's just thinking about COVID-19, but I think after this, governments are going to start to plan more for epidemics in the future and what we're going to see. So it's not just going to be like, oh, we eradicated COVID-19. A vaccine is a year and a half away. So now you're looking deep into the holy year of 2021 when there was supposed to be this mass influx of people. Will the government even allow this to happen? Will the albergues stay open? Are they going to be solvent? Are there going to be the same number of them? Are things going to be allowed to happen in the same way? I'm not saying the Camino is like canceled forever. Obviously, that's not going to happen. What I'm saying is that the form of it is not going to be the same, I think. I think to not expect changes in the policies and the regulations, and not to expect new policies and regulations, restrictions on travel, it's just really short-sighted. It's just really short-sighted. People right now are acting like there's a pause in everything, and then of course there's going to be repercussions from this, but that things were normal before, now they're abnormal, and they're going to go back to the way that they were before. There will be a new normal, and nobody's really like talking or thinking about that new normal. They're thinking about, well, when are things going to be the same, so I can go and I can follow the Brierley guide or do what I've always done, or I've been on 10 Caminos, so I know, like, and it's that's not how it's going to be. It's not going to go back to the way that it was, 2-3 months ago last year, and for the last 20 years when the community has been really expanding. We're gonna be going into like a different era here, and when the cathedral reopens, when the albergues reopen, when the trails reopen, when people are allowed to travel back to Spain, it's not going to be the same. So when are you going to be able to do the Camino that you planned before the virus hit? Never. Not in your entire lifetime. You're going to live the rest of your life and die, not going to be able to do it the way you planned it before. You're going to have to plan it in a new way. What is that way? I don't know. I'm not going to make the government policies in Spain. I don't know what the church is going to do. I don't know what albergues are going to do. I don't know what the economic impacts are, but I know that they're going to exist and they're going to be significant, and that people right now are not acting as if there's going to be significant changes to the way that things are run. And I just can't possibly see that. Like I said, if you explained this thing to Dr. Fulci, he would his mind would be blown. He'd be like, wow, this is like the perfect vector, right? If you think about it, just from an epidemiological standpoint, the pilgrimage is like the perfect thing. Like if you just wanted to spread a plague like as wide as you possibly could, if you were like an evil genius and were like, what could I possibly come up with that would just make a plague spread as wide as humanly possible? Like you could just describe the Camino and they'd be like, yep, boom, boom, that's it. Like this thing, especially people being in close contact with each other. It's like, are you going to lance at somebody's feet when you got to be 6 feet apart from them? I mean, just nobody's thinking about these things. So I hate to be negative about it, but that's just my take, is that people have not been realistic about the changes that are going to come, and changes are going to come. Well, what am I doing? Well, I'm out of work right now, I guess through no fault of my own, as everybody keeps reminding me, but I still feel pretty bad about it. I mean, I'd rather be at my company working. I'd rather not interact with the public, but, my thought was that we could do some of our internet sales and things of that nature to keep the company solvent, and that's been a part of our business model, but we'll see what's going to happen. I don't know. Am I going to have to file for unemployment? I don't know that either, but I think so. The good news is that I'm in a good spot financially. At least I was before all this happened. So as far as bailout dollars go, as far as getting like a check in the mail, like I'll believe it when I see it. Like when I can cash the check and go to the bank, or probably the ATM because I want to interact with a human, get the money out and rub it in my palms, then I'll believe it. Like until then, I'll kind of be a skeptic. Like I'm like the financial doubting Thomas. I'm like, let me touch the wound. When I've got the cash in my hand, I'll believe that it's real. But till then, I just don't believe it. But I mean, I'll get through. I'm spending time with my family right now, and I'm just, reading every day. I'm going to do some book reviews. I'm going to get my videos back up and going because I think everybody's like spicing up their YouTube channel now. What else are you going to do? And hey, you've got a captured audience. Like maybe I'll finally get that like 1,000 views I've been aiming for. Other than that, guys, it's just trying to avoid that corona, man. Just avoid everybody, avoid people, just like, living like a hermit. I mean, my dad's like kind of like one of these apocalypse prepper guys, like not to that extent, but this is probably like kind of the world for him. He's like, I knew it was going to happen eventually. And I'm just like, social distancing. I invented this, right? Like, so I'll be fine. I hope you guys are fine. I hope you guys are all staying safe, following the authorities' guidelines on social distancing, and you know, hopefully you can still get out and walk somewhere. I've got the trails around here that I've been walking when the weather's good and when I'm not babysitting the little ones or doing something else. So there's still caminos out there to be had. There's still paths out there, and there's still a way forward. But it's just it's going to be a different way. So that's my update, my rant, and my, let's not say negative, let's say realistic view that we have to find a new kind of future for the Camino, just like we got to find a new future for the economy and everything else, But I was saying before the whole economy shut down, I mean, come on, we beat Hitler and put a man on the moon. We're gonna defeat this virus. But it's kind of like a 9/11 like event, it's going to be a different world afterwards. It's not like, when did things ever go back to the way they were on September 10th? Never. So that's what we've got to deal with now, is a new normal. So stay safe, everybody. Buen Camino, and there's going to be more updates soon on the channel. A lot of book reviews. So if you're into that, cool. No one is into that. They never have a lot of views. So otherwise, you're just going to have to suffer. Skip through them. And just click on them like you watch them, and then and then I'll feel better about my life, and you don't have to listen to me talk about things anymore. But thanks for subscribing and liking the channel if you have. If not, then you know what? Whatever.